Very good evening to you on this 31st day of July 2023, when the country is, of course, awaiting the outcome of the talks between Kenya Kwanza and, of course, the Azimio-led outfit, of course, under the stewardship of Raila Odinga. Now, today, a lot of things happened, including the Council of Governors, of course, accusing some of the agencies in the national government of meddling in its affairs, with the chairperson of the Council of Governors, that is Governor Anne Waiguru, calling out those agencies to let the counties or the devolved units work on their own. Now, that and many more stories on our bulletin tonight, but remember, you can watch this bulletin live across all our social media platforms at Lookuptv, on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. Now, Kalonzo Musyoka will lead the 5-member team that will hold talks with Kenya Kwanza, talks that will be spearheaded by former President Olusegun Obasanjo. Now, the contentious bit, however, remains on the issues to be addressed during the talks, with Azimio insisting that the cost of living is a priority to them and that is non-negotiable. Kenya Kwanza, on their part, led by the head of state, that is Dr. William RUTO, have rubbished those demands, saying that that will be addressed through their manifesto. Now, question is, why would both sides of the political divide talk about coming together to address issues that are threatening to tear the country apart when they are already divided on the issues that brings them together? Will Azimio la Umoja bow to the pressure and proceed with the talks with the cost of living out of the equation, or will the talks collapse? Now, this might prove to be yet another political circus that we've seen before, but the elephant in the room remains, will Kenyans benefit from the said talks, or will this be an exercise in futility? Now, on that note, do let us know through our social media platforms, what do you make of the talks and both sides pulling in different directions in regards to the cost of living? Now, that and many more, but first of all, let's have a look at what is making headlines.
Tonight on this spotlight, Azimio names a 5-member team led by Kalonzo Musyoka to hold discussions with Kenya Kwanza, facilitated by former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo. The Council of Governors has raised concern over what they call the national government and its agencies' encroachment on devolved functions, and raising the next generation of agriculturalists. Tonight, we tell you how a school in Nakuru County is greening the future through agriculture.
Now, thank you very much for staying with us. Now, the Council of Governors has raised concerns about what they call the national government's and its agencies' encroachment on devolved functions. According to the COG chairperson Anne Waiguru, that and many more issues were raised during a council meeting that was held today at Delta Corner here in Nairobi.
Speaking after the Council of Governors' first meeting this financial year, the council's chairperson, Kirinyaga Governor Anne Waiguru, has lashed at the State Department for Devolution over amendments on the County Governments Act 2012 without consulting the council, while calling for comprehensive review of the act following a court ruling that declared county boards unconstitutional.
The council notes that the State Department of Devolution reviewed the County Governments Act 2012 without the involvement of the county government. Yet this is a critical legislation in the implementation of devolution. However, we welcome the move to review the Act to conform to the judgments of the court, which declared the county development boards unconstitutional, amongst other critical issues. We note that there is need to undertake a more comprehensive review of the Act to address the emerging issues in the course of its implementation since the advent of devolution.
While lamenting over national government interference on matters devolution in key sectors, the council noted with concern the illegal establishment of government parastatals, calling on the Senate to institute legal frameworks to bar the formation of such parastatals unconstitutionally.
We note with concern the continuous attempts by national government departments, ministries and agencies to claw back on devolution from time to time, especially on devolved functions such as markets, housing, lighting, water, provision of fertilizer and seeds in the agricultural sector. The Council welcomes the recent High Court judgment, which declared the establishment of the Kenya Tissue and Transplant Authority to be illegal. This is a victory for devolution as it sets precedent on the establishment of parastatals that undertake devolved functions vid legal notices. We call upon the Senate to initiate amendments to the State Corporations Act 2010 to ensure that it aligns to the devolved system of governance.
The county chiefs also called out the Ministry of Lands over the Markets Development Program, set to be rolled out by the national government through the said ministry, insisting that the program was a devolved function.
We acknowledge the correspondence from the national government through the State Department of Housing and Urban Development, advising counties on the implementation of the Markets Development Program for the next 5 years. For the avoidance of doubt, the development of markets in the country is a fully devolved function under the 4th schedule of the Constitution. As such, the program should be implemented by the respective county governments through conditional grants framework under the law, as we have done in the KIPES program. We therefore request the ministry to suspend the planned advertisement and task our leadership at the council to engage the Ministry of Lands and Public Works and Housing and Urban Development to agree on the modalities of rolling out this project.
The Council of Governors meeting comes barely 2 weeks before the annual devolution conference, set to kick off on the 15th of next month. Ian Keitani, Lookuptv.
Well, Azimio la Umoja, One Kenya coalition party, has chosen Kalonzo Musyoka to lead the delegation in the talks with Kenya Kwanza. Azimio say that each side should remain free to raise their own issues of interest to be discussed in the talks, as they maintain that the cost of living is top of their agenda. This comes as different quarters welcome the move for the government to engage with the opposition in those particular talks.
Takes center stage between Azimio and Kenya Kwanza ahead of the talks facilitated by former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo. Azimio has come out to name a team that will represent the coalition in the said talks, led by co-principal and Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka. In a statement on Monday, Azimio named other members of the delegation, including National Assembly Minority Leader James Opiyo Wandayi, Eugene Wamalwa, Nyamira Senator Okongo Omogeni, and Malindi MP Amina Mianzi. Azimio said that each side, that is the Kenya Kwanza and the opposition, should remain free to raise their own issues of interest to be discussed in the talks. The statement reads, and I quote, "Our position remains that no party to this negotiation can claim a right to determine for the other what to raise and what not to raise. Azimio will respect Kenya Kwanza's right to bring all its issues to the table. We expect Kenya Kwanza to do the same with our issues." The statement read in part. Azimio has already tabled 5 issues to be discussed, including the high cost of living, audit of the 2022 elections, bipartisan reconstitution of the Electoral Commission, inclusivity in national affairs, and respect for political parties. The coalition said it is keen on a time-bound program of talks that should take 1 month beginning August 1st. Initially, National Assembly Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah released what he termed as a joint statement detailing 5 issues the two sides had agreed to focus on during the talks, set to be facilitated by former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo. The issues are reconstitution of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, implementation of 2/3 gender rule, entrenchment of Constituency Development Fund, and establishment and entrenchment of the Office of the Leader of Opposition, and also embedment of the Office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary. Ichung'wah further noted that the Finance Act 2023, whose enactment largely contributed to the opposition calling for mass action to protest against the high cost of living, will not form part of the discussions, sentiments echoed by President William Ruto. This comes as Kenyans call on the two factions to mediate and resolve the differences.
Mazungumzo kama haya tumewahi kuwa nayo hapa awali na hatukuona matokeo yote mazuri kwa manufaa ya mwananchi wa kawaida. Haya mazungumzo yamekuwa mwaka baada ya kila mwaka tukipiga kura tunakuwa na haya mazungumzo, negotiation, maandamano. Baada ya negotiation na kukaa kwa meza moja, mwananchi wa kawaida hajapata lolote kutoka katika hayo mazungumzo.
Mambo ya handshake ya Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga na Mheshimiwa William Ruto, rais wa nchi ya Kenya. Tunasema mambo ya hiyo handshake tunasema ni sawa, kwa sababu Wakenya kweli, kusema ukweli, Raila kitamba toke aende kwa barabara, Wakenya wameumia sana. So tunasema ya kwamba hiyo handshake itasaidia Wakenya.
Wanaosema kwamba wale watu waliepigia Ruto kura ndio Wakenya kuliko wale walipigia Raila wanakosea inji na wanakosea katiba ya inji. Kwa sababu ukweli ni kwamba sisi sote ni watu wa Kenya.
Kenyans have also decried the high cost of living, insisting the government should take a look into it.
Naomba rais wetu wa nchi yetu awe mtu ambaye atasikiza wananchi wanasemaje, kwa sababu bidhaa ya vitu katika nchi yetu kweli ni vitu ambavyo vimeongezeka na wananchi wanalia, nikiwa mmoja wao.
With lines already drawn, the debate on whether the talks will be fruitful takes center stage. Brian Amwai, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
The question is whether they will meet in the middle in regards to the issues to be addressed. Will Kenya Kwanza, of course, allow the cost of living to be addressed in those talks, or will the Azimio One Kenya team decide to continue the talks without the cost of living on the list of issues to be addressed? Moving forward, Chief of Staff and Head of Public Service, that is Felix Koskei, has affirmed that the government will soon start preparing and repairing National Cereals and Produce Board depots across the country in preparation for bumper maize harvest. Now, Koskei said the government will repair 36 mobile dryers and purchase 70 more as part of the government's efforts towards post-harvest management of farmers' produce.
Speaking in Uasin Gishu County, Koskei said in the next 2 months, food shortage will be a thing of the past as the county prepares itself for a pamba harvest that will see both farmers and Kenyans reap big.
Because I think in another 2 months, shortage of maize, shortage of food in this country will be a thing of the past.
Koskei further noted that the county and national governments will improve the road network in the North Rift, including opening up feeder roads so that farmers can transport their produce to NCPB stores with ease.
We are going to ensure that all feeder roads, the ones that the county governments are going to do, the ones that the national government through KERA are going to do, we repair them, we ensure them, we ease the activities around agricultural areas.
Farmers have been urged to be careful and not allow themselves to be taken advantage of by middlemen, as Koskei wants farmers to store their produce at NCPB depots for as long as they wish. He called on the farmers to adopt modern farming techniques to maximize the returns on the investment, saying the government will soon roll out the second phase of distribution of the subsidized fertilizer throughout the country.
Utunze mzuri, tunajua kwamba njaa itapotea. Ya pili, utapata pesa ile unaweza kujisaidia, kama ni shule, kama ni hospitali, kama ni kununua mashamba, kama ni maendeleo ingine au lingine, itakuwa mzuri. So sisi kama serikali tuko tayari kabisa kuhakikisha kwamba mkulima amesaidiwa ili afanye kazi yake kwa njia mzuri. And in fact, we can see the impact of the fertilizer subsidy that the government introduced early this year. We can see production, we can see the kind of yield that we are expecting.
Stella Kalonzo, Lookuptv.
Moving forward, following a petition by Kenyatta University medical students on who between Kenyatta University and the Board of Directors of the Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospital truly owns the medical institution, the Senate Committee on Monday visited the two entities to find a lasting solution so as to enable medical students on the university to benefit from the services and facilities of the hospital. Stanley Legaria now reports.
Kenyatta University Teaching Referral and Research Hospital is at the center of a tussle on who should lay claim to it. The university that birthed the idea or the board that runs the hospital.
From the visit, we have gathered information very useful to our committee in making our report that is going to be submitted to the House. And we promise that we are going to complete our report so that decision makers can act after we get all our findings from all the stakeholders.
The Senate Health Committee led by Senator Jackson Mandago on Monday paid a visit to the school and the hospital to determine the bone of contention so as to resolve the matter, which seems to be escalating each passing day.
Our prayer is that although we would like to have our hospital back, for now, can we start using those facilities?
The board of Kenyatta University Training, Referral and Research Hospital had a difficult time explaining to the committee the ownership of the hospital, or more so, how the institution has been robbed of its idea of a training and referral hospital for its students.
They had asked the students, and if you look at the documents we take on the Senate and the chronometry, you can see that has been the discussion. Then get the permission, attach them, because we also check with the board what is the procedure. And the board said we write, we attach them, and we vote. And that never happened. But now that it has happened, honorable senators, even tomorrow, if they are ready when the students come back, the students can stay.
The university administration laments of the large number of medical students compared to the equipment and facilities it has currently, the shortage of classroom and buildings for medical students, the shortage of internship opportunities for students pursuing medicine, and lack of enough student laboratories.
You go there, you see how the hospital is. The facility, as I said, is the state of the art. But the purpose was to make sure that medical education is elevated to another level by having innovations there, by making sure that the students are using the proper lab.
Among the issues arising include how the hospital was upgraded to a level 6 referral hospital without the involvement and consultation of the school, and why the medical students are not given the opportunity to use the buildings and services of the hospital.
For the training, for the students that are not graduated, the training institution is one that writes. So we kept asking for you, and in the records, there are so many letters, I think 2 or 3 letters we have written, to say, why don't you please go have KU evaluated so the students can come.
The hospital board had to explain why the board meetings lack representation from the Kenyatta University. However, the hospital board has strongly denied the allegations and now claims the school management makes it difficult in ensuring the students benefit from the services and facilities of the hospital as they continue with their medical studies.
Visiting Kenyatta University and Referral Hospital together with Kenyatta University over a petition by the students, medical students of Kenyatta University. And the core matter in that petition is about the access of Kenyatta University medical students to use this facility in their learning. So we've just made a visit to university just to familiarize ourselves with the facility itself, and also get submissions from the university and also from the hospital board and management. That is exactly what we have done, and as a committee, we cannot comment more than that until we conclude our report and make our submissions to the House.
Even as the difference between the Kenyatta University and the Kenyatta University Teaching, Referral and Research Hospital continues, this has caught medical students in the spray. But now, a lasting solution seems closer to being reached, even as the Health or Senate Health Committee has intervened to ensure a lasting solution is found. Stanley Lugaria, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
Thank you very much, Stanley Lugaria, for that particular story. On that note, we take off a short break. We'll be back with more stories making headlines on this bulletin after the break. Don't go away.
Mafasi mupo! Watazamaji, tuko hapa kwa ajili ya shindano la kutafuna pilipili sinia moja. Atakayemaliza wa kwanza anakabidhiwa shilingi 1,100. Hapana, 1,000. Nyeupe uko tayari? Uko tayari. Nyeusi uko tayari? Uko tayari bana, leta hiki kitu. Haya basi, twende. 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 Kutafuna. Hey. Mbona upitie hizi shida zote na unaweza jishindia 100,000 times your bet ndani ya Lotto Mega Draw.
Changamka, cheza Lotto. It's easier, it's bigger, it's better. It's Grand Mega Draw. Cheza na shilingi 50 hadi shilingi 2,000 na ushinde mega cash ya 200 million. Isitoshe, kuna mega bonus ya up to 20 million shillings kila Jumatano na Jumamosi. Sio ndoto, unangoja nini? Cheza Lotto, it could be you. Nenda kwa M-Pesa paybill number 777-000. Andika neno Look kama account number. Cheza na kati ya shilingi 50 hadi shilingi 2,000 na ushinde sasa. Round hii ni more draws, more cash and big wins na Lotto.
Over 18s only. Gaming can be addictive. Play responsibly. This message has been approved by the BCLB.
Infinity Industrial Park is one of the largest private industrial parks located along Eastern Bypass, Nairobi, which provides modern infrastructure for smooth operations for industries and business enterprises. Infinity Industrial Park offers world-class amenities and facilities with wide roads, a police station, a power substation, fire station, public transport stage, hospital, and shopping mall. In addition, Infinity Industrial Park also offers CCTV cameras, 24-hour private armed security patrol, sewer, water, fiber optic cable, and 3-phase power connection, added to public utility, canteen, and dining areas. Sail on the golden opportunity to invest in Infinity Industrial Park fully serviced warehouses at a special price of 3,569 Kenyan shillings per square foot. For more inquiries, visit our website infinityindustrialpark.com.
Thank you very much for staying with us. Let's talk matters agriculture. And over the years, agriculture has been increasingly lost its allure among school-going students. Now, for many schools, the goal has always been to equip their students with skills to get white-collar jobs as compared to venturing into farming. The case is different for Rongai Agritech School in Nakuru County, which sits on a farm full of variety of livestock and an assortment of crops that has made the institution unique among its peers. Now, the institution, which incorporates farming in its curriculum, has seen a new approach to learning in Kenya, as Juliet Chepkoech now reports.
Rongai Agritech Boys High School stands out among its peers with its thriving agricultural practices. The school that sits on 30 acres, 12 of which are used for farming, boasts of a variety of livestock in addition to plantations of cabbages, sukuma wiki, and African indigenous vegetables.
Our school is very unique in comparison to many other high schools we have in our country. We incorporate teaching or enlightening our boys with agricultural skills together with covering their curriculum, just like other schools are doing.
With statistics showing that the average age of a Kenyan farmer is 65 years, the school's director Paul Anderson insists on the need to reinvigorate the youth to take up farming as a career, while also noting the pressure that has been mounted on teachers and especially those in agriculture to make the subject attractive to the youth in primary and secondary schools.
The current generation of young people, most of them, they are born and raised in the city. So they don't have the opportunity to do these bits of farming, whether it is animal rearing or crops husbandry. And it has helped so many young men because those who have passion for farming after they finish Form 4, they don't even proceed to a tertiary institution because already they have been given the skills that they need in farming.
For the past 5 decades, the director indicates that the farm has been run independently as a business enterprise, returning an impressive profit every month, with most of its labor being supplied by the students, which he indicates has greatly driven up interest in farming among the teenage students.
We are able to run the school with the subsidized school fees because all this work that the students do, we have input and we have output. The output is consumed in the school, and what we get in excess, we sell. Form 1, they work with the animals. Form 2, they work with the crops. Then when they get to Form 3, because they have both experience of animals and crops, they become the managers. So they also get managerial skills. And then when they get to Form 4, because it is their final year, we give them, or we allow them enough time to revise for their national exam. There is a challenge of unemployment. But with what we expose our boys with here in our school, we empower them such that when they live here, even when they will not be in a position to be employed out there, they have skills which they can use and they can employ themselves.
Francis Mureithi, who is an alumni of the school, he expresses excitement as the administration has used the farm to equip youth from surrounding communities with practical, job-relevant and market-ready skills needed in the agriculture sector.
The white-collar jobs are no longer there, but what we have now, if you have that idea of soiling up your hands, raising animals in the field, now definitely there is a reward at the end of the day in terms of the money you get after selling the produce.
Toka hapa nili benefit na vitu mingi sana, sababu saa hizi nina farm na nimeweza at least kujua the time ya kupanda mboga, the time ya mahindi.
With the country gearing towards innovative and advanced farming practices, the farm's success and dedication of the students and the staff at the Rongai Agritech Secondary School is sowing the seeds of a brighter future for agriculture in Kenya.
Instead of waiting to be able to be employed, you can employ yourself by use of these animals, crop animal or animal farming.
Juliet Chepkoech, Lookuptv.
Well, a really unique institution over there in Rongai, Nakuru County. Onto a sad story, and a 31-year-old woman is in agony after her 18-year-old son was crushed to death by a lorry carrying waste at the Malindi Mayingu dump site. Jane Mwango, a mother of 7, lost her only son Daniel Thomas and is now pleading with the government to look into the issue and ensure that justice is served.
It is a dump site that claimed the life of an 18-year-old, leaving the family in pain after being crushed by a lorry that came to empty trash.
Mnamo tarehe 28 mwezi wa 5 nilipigiwa simu akiwa mjomba wangu amekanyagwa na gari ya county. Nilitoka kule kufika nikamwona mamake akiwa ameanguka chini na babake wakilia hapo. Mjomba alikuwa amekanyagwa sehemu ya kifuani na watu wa Timboni walikuwa na ghadhabu mpaka ikawa shida kubwa mpaka gari ikachomwa. Kisha baadaye nikaitwa na chief akasema kuna simu kutoka ofisi ya governor ambaye ametuma familia sisi tukae chini na manager wa municipal ambaye ni Mr. Mabati na watu wa county tuangalie namna gani tutamzika yule kijana. Na baada ya hapo walikuja wakanambia niandike gharama za mazishi. Gharama za mazishi niliandika ikawa ni 1250. Nashangaa nilipewa 1050 na sasa wameenda kabisa, hawajakuja tena. Sisi tumebaki na majonzi. Ni kama serikali imetuacha.
The mother of the deceased, Jane Mwango, is a widow and lives 300 meters from the dump site, has been a resident of the area for more than 20 years, and this dump site has been her source of livelihood, but also one that could snatch her son away.
Mimi namuomba Mngaro anisaidie kwa hili jambo ambalo limempata mtoto wangu. Mimi hata hivi leo tayari siku ya leo nimeshinda tu na mahindi. Na mahindi zote ni kama zilifekwa hapa kwa maafa. Si kupata mahindi, ni hizo miti zimesimama tu peke yake. na niko na watoto wadogo wananililia. Hii hali ambayo ilikuwa sijaanza hata kutoka kwenda kujitafutia.
The families hope rested on Thomas as other children are differently challenged, with the firstborn suffering from a mental illness. As she holds the photo of her child with tears in her eyes, the mother of the deceased knows too well the pain of losing a son, and although it will not bring her child back, she hopes that justice will be served.
Kwa hivyo tunalilia haki tafadhali. Kama inawezekana, basi mambo haya afike mpaka huko juu, tuangaliwe namna gani. Huyu mama amekuwa kifadhaika sana.
Hadasa Crystal, Lookuptv.
It is our hope that, of course, Jen could get justice. Moving forward, traders in Naivasha have vowed to seek legal action to stop the county government of Nakuru from its plan to relocate the only slaughterhouse in the town to pave way for the construction of a stadium. Now, the traders want the county government to not rush into relocating the facility, and instead they should address the matter with the traders in that particular town.
With its plan to construct a stadium on a 55-acre land in Naivasha, the county government of Nakuru has received backlash from Naivasha traders over the relocation of the only slaughterhouse in town, which is said to be the largest and the busiest slaughterhouse facility in the country.
Kulingana na pahali tumejengewa kijijio yetu juu ilikuwa imetolewa 5 acres. Na pahali tuko, tungeomba watuwekee perimeter wall. Sisi hatubisani na wao na hiyo uwanja ya chini. Waleta hiyo stadium wanataka, hata itakuwa kubwa zaidi ya hiyo stadium walisema ya Nakuru, maana hiyo stadium ya Nakuru hata iko kwa 23 acres. Na hii acres iko hapa ni side karibu 40 something. Kwa hivyo watu consider kama public, juu hii kijijio ni ya public, sio ati ni yetu tu peke yetu. Na huwa ina serve Naivasha more than 10,000 people.
Vizuri wakiingia hapa hata kama ni mkutano, wawache kuita watu wenye sio wa kichinjio. Waite wenye wako ndani ya kichinjio. Ili hata kama ni kamati wa kichinjio.
Elsewhere, teachers from Embu County and the Kenya Union Post-Primary Teachers Kuppet have condemned the behaviors of some parents on attacking and blocking teachers from accessing school facilities. This comes after parents stormed 4 schools in the last 4 months.
Kama kuna shida katika shule, tafadhali tufuate vile utaratibu vile nitakikana.
In Narok County, former governor for Narok Samuel Oletunai has urged all tribes in Narok to continue living in peace and continue doing businesses together. This follows through the recent fights between Maasai clans in Kilgoris, adding that there is need to end tribalism.
So mambo ya kusema hapa utaleta ubaguzi, kusema huyu ni Masai, huyu ni Kikuyu, huyu ni Kisii, huyu ni wote, that is total rubbish. I'm being primitive. Sisi wote ni wamoja before one God. Na ndio niliweka msingi ya kusema sisi wote ni moja. We must coexist as community, one community.
Finally, in Uasin Gishu County, the parliamentary committee in charge of trade and industry has revealed that the government will initiate negotiations with the AGOA organization to find market for products manufactured by Rivertex Textile Factory in Eldoret, as it said that the factory has the ability to open thousands of employment opportunities to residents, including cotton farmers.
Get the raw material, cotton, we have been having issues with. This year we have managed to give seeds to the farmers so that we can have sustainability of raw material, which is cotton. That's our mainstay here. So they are very happy to see that this is the expansion we have made, and this is the type of raw material we require, and also to prepare us to export our products to international market.
Kevin Yapara, Lookuptv.
Time to get sporty, and former Harambee Stars captain Musa Otieno has urged football stakeholders in the country to restore football security in stadiums. Now, the former Kenyan international defender says that insecurity has led to football fans avoiding football matches in the country.
Kuna watu wadogo, kuna wanawake wanakuja. Huko juu kuna shida moja. Changamoto kubwa ni unapaka gari yako pale nje, haujui kama iko safe. Ukitoka pia pale unapata ukifungwa, pia kuna vurugu. Lakini uko mtaani, nasema uko mtaani unajua uko mali kuna safe na kuna security. Unaona kama waheshimiwa wote wawili wako hapa kwa mpira. Siku ngapi mwana waheshimiwa wawili wamepatana kwa mpira kwa stadium? kuja tu kuangalia tu mpira ya mtaani. Inamaanisha wako na lengo lao na kwa support, na hiyo ndio tunaweza sema. Pia tuangalie security, mandi mtu anaona kuna fan, si ati ni mpira pekee wanacheza, because pia ukiangalia mama pale kuna venda wanauza pia chakula, pia hapo wana support familia zao. But kwanza kama kwa stadium kuko safe, shabiki watakuja. Na kwanza kwa hizo timu mbili zimecheza, nimeona hiyo timu moja ya Katolini pia kuna kijana mmoja mdogo sana iko form 3 sasa, ni kijana ambao pia anafaa kutubuzwa. Timu hapa nyumbani umeona kuna vijana ambao vile wanacheza, wanacheza vizuri sana. Najiuliza kwa nini hawapati fursa ya kwenda kule mbele. Pia hao wanaweza kuwa na timu yao ya kutoka hapa, kwa sababu wanaweza kuja kama national team hapa wakapeleka timu juu, kwa sababu kwa kila timu unapata kuna talanta, kila mtu anakuwa na talanta yao. Kwa nini usitengeneze timu moja iwe inawakisha hii wodi hapa, ikienda kucheza inaweza fika pale juu?
Kwa nini msiende mpitishe mswada tupewe sports funds kwa kila ward? Ukute hiyo sports funds inaweza saidia zile vilabu ziko, zinaweza fanya shughuli zao za michezo, sio kungojea nyinyi mfundraise kwa marafiki zenu tu hivyo. Ukiangalia kuna kaunti zingine kama ukienda Makueni, each year unapata kila ward inapata karibu milioni 2 because ni kitu ilipitishwa kwa bunge. Na mnaenda kwa executive wasaidie mabarabara zikatwe. Kwa nini msiwe pia mfactor in viwanja? Because ukiangalia mkitaka tucheze game mzuri, lazima viwanja pia nazo zikuwe mzuri. So mimi ningeomba kama mnaweza endelea vitu kama hizo.
Moving forward, Nairobi City County emerged the champions of the Amputee football games for the national trials that were held in Eldoret, Uasin Gishu County. Now, Nairobi won by a solitary goal against Kakamega in the finals. Consequently, a provisional squad of 25 players has been selected to represent the country in the Para Games that are scheduled for September this year in Accra, Ghana.
Kakamega na Nairobi County imekuwa tough sana, imekuwa ngumu sana. Na Kakamega walikuwa wametarajia watu shinde. Lakini sisi nasi usiku hatukulala. Tulikuwa tunaomba tu Mungu, tunataka hiyo cup. Na Mungu pia ametufanyia kazi yenye tulikuwa tunatarajia na imeonekana, tunamshukuru sana. Trials ijakuwa rahisi venye mimi nilikuwa naiona, lakini nataka kushukuru Mungu. Tumetrain kuanzia January. Nikiambia wachezaji wangu tu focus tu kitu yenye tulikuwa tuna focus, na Mungu ametupatia, tumepata cup. Nataka kushukuru tu selection ye itaselektiwa wachezaji wangu, hata wakichukulia karibu hata timu nzima, nitawashukuru tu sana.
Tuleta hapa new selection na I hope selection imekuwa poa. Wachezaji wenye wamekuwa hapa wengi wako poa, kwanza kwa timu yetu. So mimi nachezea nje, nachezea Turkey. Nitaje ligi kubwa kule Super League. So hii pia itakuwa ni challenge kwa wachezaji wenzangu, at least waonyeshe ile talent yao tukienda huko kwa hiyo tournament Ghana. So what we need ni support, at least vijana wakuwe fit. Support kipatikana, vijana watakuwa fit, waingie camp mapema, at least wakuwe na ile active kwa hizo game.
Selection ilikuwa mbaya kwa sababu most of the national players na wale wanacheza professional players, wale wanacheza Turkey, wote walikuwa around. So it was easy. Ni kuangalia tu katika wale waliachwa last time, ni kina nani wameimprove. Lakini ile shida kubwa tuko nayo ni kwamba shida ile Kenya tuko nayo, hatuna league. Sasa mpaka kutokee event kama hii, mpaka kutokee All African Games, ama kutokee Para Olympics, ndio sasa watu wanakusanya, we select a team, tunaenda. Sasa ni kuimprove, lazima tuwe na ligi ya Kenya.
Now, John Mwangangi Kalonzo, the newly appointed County Executive Member for Sports in Machakos County, finds a full in-tray in the docket. Kalonzo, who was sworn in on Monday, is expected to work out on the implementation of the Football Kenya Federation National Football Technical Center in Machakos, as well as ensuring the completion of various stadia in the county.
The new CEC comes at a critical time when my government is actively laying the ground for a major takeoff that seeks to transform the county into an international reputed sports destination and sports hub. Last week, my government signed a memorandum of understanding with FKF, which will pave way for the establishment of National Football Training Center at the new Machakos city to the tune of 600 million Kenya shillings. In the process of completing several football stadia, which I need you to visit them one by one. Yeah? Our aim is to ensure our young people are exposed to opportunities to excel in sports through establishing a well-equipped facility across the county to scout for talents and nurture them to excellence. Yeah? In your docket is what?
Well, that particular story wraps up our bulletin tonight, but remember it's Monday, so it's Sporty Monday. Cedric Oronze or Oronze Kusimba will be joining you on Sports 360, where I'll be talking about matters sports and fitness. And of course, I don't expect him to talk about Manchester United being defeated yesterday by this morning by Borussia Dortmund in a friendly in the United States. Remember, it's just a week before the Premier League curtain raiser, that is the Community Shield, is played. That is a match pitting Manchester City against your favorite bottlers, Arsenal. Now on that note, from me, it's goodbye. Do have yourself a lovely night, and like always, God bless.